Hey everyone, especially to my fellow weightlifting athletes. This video is not a video I ever hoped or I ever wished to record. I was hoping that the International Weightlifting Federation was making a change. With Ursula as our president, we were seeing those changes. However, the last 24 hours in weightlifting have been a very scary one, and in my role as the new IWF chair of the Athletes Commission, I really wanted to record this video. Now, I know the Executive Board had resistance in the first place to creating an Athletes Commission because they don't want the athlete's voice to be heard. They were even more resistant to putting me in place as the chair of the commission. However, that appointment was made, whether that was under the current president or under Ursula as the old interim president. The appointment was made and it was finally agreed by the Executive Board. And as my position as the chair of the Athlete's Voice, I am making this video to speak out against the fact that the IWF is corrupt and it needs change. So 10 days ago, I wrote a letter to the IOC before they had the meeting with President Bach, where all the information came out that the IWF was making good changes, but a lot still needed to be done. I wrote a letter on behalf of all the athletes saying that there was, still a lot of issues around doping. The clean athletes weren't being rewarded. The fact that there were people on the Executive Board trying to change the Olympic qualification, which would be so unfair to all my fellow athletes who have abided by the rules, who have, done everything that's been asked of them. They've competed so frequently over the last 2 years, pushed their bodies to the absolute limits, all within the rules and regulations of the sport. If that changes, all of that hard work, it will be so upsetting for all of those athletes who have worked so hard for it. And it is at the gain of the people on the Executive Board. Our Executive Board is made up of so many nations who are currently going through anti-doping violations. I mean, the new president is from Thailand. His nation was banned from competing at their own world championships that they hosted. How is this man in charge? It is it blows my mind. Trying to put the words together for this video is really difficult, and I'm trying not to swear. So yeah, the fact that we now have Thailand in charge from a nation that's banned. You've also got countries on that Executive Board like Egypt who are in, got stuff going on. You've got Russia, you've got Romania, you've got people on there who have been done for dodgy money laundering in their own country. The Executive Board is made up of so many people who should not be there. They've been there for too long. You cannot have a fair constitution with people who have been in those positions for as long as they have. And we won't even, the money that goes around is outrageous. They are paid stupid amounts of money to be on the Executive Board for a meeting. In my opinion, to sit in that meeting should be a voluntary role because you care about the sport. I took this role as a voluntary role because I care about the sport and the future of our sport. I've also seen information that people are getting paid crazy amounts of money to be in charge of commissions, and I'm talking money that is more than the average annual salary of a person to chair 4 or 5 meetings a year. Mad money that could be being invested into our sport to make it a better sport. Like I said, the new presidential change, the fact they got rid of Phil Andrews, who was willing to bring in good money into the sport to help, not only with sponsorship to help the sport in competitions, but also money ring fence to help in our anti-doping issues. Obviously, the Executive Board didn't like those ideas and it got shut down. I have sat in on these Executive Board meetings as an observer because as an athlete, I don't have a vote on the Executive Board, which is disgusting as it stands. It's an organisation that exists because of its athletes. If we didn't have athletes and weightlifters, we wouldn't have an International Weightlifting Federation. The way that those people on that Executive Board spoke to Ursula was outrageous. How on earth in 2020 people think that they can talk to anybody like that is outrageous. But I know for a fact that they speak to her like that because of, firstly, she's from America, and because secondly, she's female. Like, that is outrageous and should not be allowed. I am asking my fellow athletes, please, we need to push for a vote of no confidence to the IOC in the hope that the executive board stands down. That executive board needs to stand down, and we need a complete reform of our organisation if we stand any hope of this being an Olympic sport in Paris and for the future. For the next generation of weightlifters, my current athletes, please, I ask for your support. Let's get this video shared. Let's speak out. Let's let the IOC hear us. And if you need someone to talk to, I am here. I am doing everything I can to help and to push this sport forwards. It is going to be a very uphill battle. I feel like I'm swimming against the stream, but I am doing it for you. And I really appreciate all of you who have sent me messages to say thank you and that you're supporting me, because it's been a tough 24 hours and it makes me emotional thinking about it, and the fact that we might not be in Paris. I mean, at this rate, you know, Tokyo is in jeopardy as well, and the way they want to change the qualifications. So please share this around. Let's fight together as clean athletes. Let's push, and we'll get through this, because we're strong and we're persistent, and the good guys should always win. So I love you all, and I will hopefully see you all soon.